Welcome back, everybody, to High Flyer Radio number 446. I'm not on the Nerdcore regular show, so I was gonna say 406. That's way too long from now.
Yeah, way off.
Well, yep, a long ways to go, right? As always, is the Nerd Chicano here to host the show alongside a wonderful host, Aiden Kossick.
Hey man, you gotta announce me right, man. The former champ, because the belt has been shipped. It's off to David B. I've failed. I've disappointed, but you know what? I'm gonna be rebounding. Uh, you know, we got some high flyer news next week that will be, or not next week, the week after next that will be dropping for High Flyer Radio. But today, keeping it chill. We're back. It's been a while since you and I've done an episode. Shit, I
Yeah,
was moving back to Dallas and had COVID and didn't have internet and shit was really fucking
mm-hmm.
rough for a minute. So good
And then there
lord,
was like
bro. But
one
we're
that I
but
was
we're
supposed to
back.
do by myself with somebody, and then what's it called? I think nobody could do it, so
Yeah,
pretty
there was
much.
one that you were supposed to do. We were supposed to have a guest, but like everyone was like, "Nah, bro, can't make it." And now my camera's freezing, so that's great. But you know what? We're here. You know what? It's lit. It's high flyer radio time. We're gonna talk some wrestling. We got a good guest today.
Yep, we got a guest today. Introducing to everybody, B Mac Brandon. What's good, bro?
Listen, it's been a wild week of wrestling, like for the past couple of weeks, and I can't wait to talk about it with you guys tonight.
Hey, there we go, there we
Oh
go.
yeah. Y- Yeah,
Yeah, it's been
yeah, it's
quite the
it's
week.
it's it's been a wild ass time in wrestling. That's why we kind of decided with this show. We were like, for a while we were doing it once a month, which I feel like worked out really well. But it's just like there's just too much damn wrestling news to be able to keep up with to
Yeah,
only do it like once a month. You know what I mean? By the time you get to the end of the month, we've missed like three major stories. Like, I mean, just in the past
yeah.
couple weeks, I mean, we haven't been able to talk about like any of the Sasha stuff, Sasha Naomi stuff, like all the MJF
Mm-hmm.
news is going on. We're gonna get into some of that, like all the injuries. Like it's wild. But let's start off with our first topic of the day. As you see in the thumbnail and as you see on the title, we'll be talking about Edge. It's not a secret. It's been brought up that his contract's going to be expiring at the end of the year, at the beginning of 2023. I think he's got like that MJF deal where it's like MJF's deal expires in 2024, but it expires literally like the first week of 2024. It's the same thing with Edge, and a lot of people have been talking about with Edge. Since we had the pay per view this past Sunday. It was a good show. It was a good match. But they decided to kick him out of Judgment Day anyways, and they replaced him with Finn Balor, which to me doesn't really make that much sense. But according to Meltzer, it was because of the fact that Edge was kind of unhappy with some of the creative that there was going to be moving forward. They're leaning into like a lot of the spooky shit and the supernatural shit, like you know, good friend of the show, the Fiend Bray Wyatt. You know what I'm saying and whatnot. But Raul, I'm gonna pass it off to you. What do you think about Edge and his contract, and what do you see kind of moving forward for Edge? You see him going to AEW or something like that?
First of all, thank you to Kylie for being in the chat. Kylie's up in here. It says that what's it called? Champ is doing champ things in the chat. So there, what's it called? Tossing the fire for you, Aiden, because you're no longer champ. No longer champ.
Oh,
But
coming up with that bullshit. That's a fake ass title. Just an interim champ, Kylie. Don't come at me with that bullshit. Get out of here. What?
yeah,
Before the end of the year, you and me, Kylie. It's gonna happen. It has to.
yeah. I'm a little confused here. I'm because I really like Judgment Day. I really like Judgment Day. I was like, yo, this is you've got Edge and you got Damien. Edge is able to get Damien under his wing and be able to like mentor him and take him under his wing, right? And now you got Rhea in there, which is like, I mean, everybody knows my thoughts on Rhea Ripley. I definitely love Rhea,
Yeah.
and but and then like they do this, and I'm kind of confused here as to like this kind of comes out of left field. And you know what kind of sucks because I'm like I really like Edge as a spooky character. Like this whole aura the Edge had with him as like the leader of Judgment Day and doing this gimmick that he has now was like so different from what he's been doing before, and I really liked it. And it's kind of disappointing to me now that like it's pretty much gonna be gone. I don't know what's going on over there, and that just I hope it's not the fact that he wants to leave now, because I feel like he still hasn't given us that like solid last match to say like, oh, go ahead and
Yeah.
leave WWE now, or like retire. But like I don't know, man. It's just it confuses me more than anything. I don't know if he's going
Yeah.
to AEW though. I don't
I
think.
see I see BMAC making some faces, so I'm curious, like, if what is I want to know, like, what do you think about the whole Judgment Day situation? Like, what do you think about Edge potentially leaving WWE? Do you think Edge would want to leave WWE? There was those reports way back when that Edge was open to come into AEW, but ultimately Edge kind of strikes me as the guy where it came down to a money thing. So I don't know. What do you think?
I say this. This is classic, typical WWE, like of the last few years with their bipolar booking, because they don't have consistent enough booking to get through a whole storyline anymore with patience. Because they just now put the storyline together, like a month or two ago, and now
Yeah.
they're already done with it. That shows you they have no clear direction as to what they want their product to be in 2022 current form, because they was making him the leader of the group. Then now he's been replaced with Finn Balor for what? If he was that unhappy, he could not have had a conversation and said, listen, there's some things that I don't like. Like maybe we can adjust this. But then again, I forgot who we're dealing with. This is Vince McMahon we're talking about. He has final say over everything. So if he was wanting somebody else in the group, he was going to do what he was wanting to do regardless. But it was a waste of time, because where do they go from here? If they can't get it done with Finn, then what? And Rhea, she's been lost in translation since her tag team run with um Miss Nikki Ash.
Nikki H. Yeah.
And as
So I
far
had
as
to
him
switch the
leaving,
camera. I don't know what's
I don't
going
see
on
him
with
going to
me.
AEW. Like I don't see him going to AEW, because let's be real, they don't need him. They have Christian. Like,
Yeah.
no disrespect to Edge, but he doesn't offer nothing that Christian doesn't as a legend or a veteran. Like he should stick it out, sit at home, get that however much they paying him, and do it that route. But him going to AEW, that's not going to help anything, because they have a bloated enough roster as is, and we don't need almost 50-something-year-old Edge can barely put a match together on TV every week, taking up spots from a younger talent who could be in that place instead. So stay in WWE with your wife, bro. Go to commentary with her if need be. But I think his in-ring career, we've seen the in-ring career come to an end, sadly, right before our eyes, and it's not going to get reignited elsewhere.
Yeah. To me, it's just like, I don't know. It really hasn't been a secret for me where it's like the whole Edge situation. Honestly, I haven't really been like that enthralled with Edge's return. Like I feel like there's been some cool moments when you look at it on paper, but like looking at it on paper and living through it and watching it on TV are two very different things. You know what I mean? Like to me, the television with Edge really hasn't been on and really hasn't been there. Like I know a lot of people talk about Edge's promo skills to this day, but it's just like I don't know. I'm sorry. Like there hasn't been a promo since Edge has come back that's really won me over and really like I've watched, countless times on TV since. And I don't know, man. To me with the Judgment Day stuff, I felt like they didn't know what they were doing. Like it was a mediocre heel turn. Like it didn't make sense why Edge was turning heel. Like it kind of felt like they just turned Edge heel because they were like, well, we don't really know what to do with Edge as a babyface. So now let's make him a heel. But they never really gave him a motivation. So he just kind of had this, a couple mediocre matches or the pretty mediocre match with AJ at WrestleMania. I mean, at least to me, I thought it was like, I really just feel like it felt like something was off all night. And I don't know if it's because AJ was pissed that he got hit in the face with pyro before coming out or what it was that night. But, that plus the fact that he feuded with The Miz and Maurice and he, had that shitty match with Randy Orton at WrestleMania when he came back, and it's like, he had some good matches with Seth Rollins, but to me, like the build was really weird on a lot of those. It's WWE booking, so I don't know. To me, it just kind of feels like since Edge came back, like there really hasn't been. I mean, there really just hasn't been much for me to feel excited about with the Edge character. So honestly, I would be interested in seeing him go to AEW. Honestly, only for the fact that it's like I would like to see Christian and Edge do one last run because I feel like they have it in them. Like I know they're squeezed. I don't know about you. They're squeezing the Hardys right now. I don't know if there's one last run in the Hardys, to be honest. But I feel like Edge and Christian have one last run. I don't know. Let's talk about the Hardys real quick. They got the ladder match coming up. what is it? We're about to have a TLC match with Jungle Express, the Hardys, and the Young Bucks. I don't know about that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
Oh, there he is. There he
Hardy's
is.
fanboy number one. Hardy's fanboy number one. Betting 2 points or betting a point on on the Young
On the
Bucks
Bucks.
beating the Hardys.
Yeah,
But,
bro. The best
you and me both
decision of my life,
in that losers club. You and me both, bro. But what's up, Keon? We're talking about the Hardy Boys right now. We're talking about Young Bucks. And we're talking about Edge and Christian, and it's just like, damn, bro. Like, are the early 2000s really just about to run wild on our TV again, man? I don't know. What do y'all think?
I like Keon going since he just came in.
Well, he didn't really have too much of the context.
okay.
I was hoping that you would jump in, Raul.
If Edge goes to AEW and he does something with Christian, I don't know. I'd be glad because shit, they haven't been giving Christian shit to do, man. What's it called? I don't even know. Talk about one thing about being confusing. Why the hell is Christian with Jurassic Express? When the hell did that ever get established as a thing? And Christian's been playing sideline for a bit. And I'm like, if at least Edge goes to AEW, at least they're gonna give Christian something to do. Because at this point, that man is just ringside, bro. Like, I mean, come on. Like, we brought in Christian, we were all so hyped about it, and then like all this time later, what's he doing? He's just ringside. Like, it just I don't know. And the Hardys, man,
I'm like,
sorry.
what's the thought that you're holding on to?
Let's be clear. They brought Christian in to help him put over Jungle Boy. We're going to get Jungle Boy versus Christian in a one-on-one feud. And when, Jungle Boy loses when he beats Christian, that's going to put him over as their next star in line. Since MJF wants to start to, show his ass a little bit, acting like he don't know how to act. They're going to pretty much start to build his rise into single contention. And he's going to leave Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy that is, and he's going to be solo after a while because it's been time for that group to come to an end. Like, I like them as a tag team, but if they're going to push, Jungle Boy as one of those next pillars, now's the time to do that. And that feud with Christian, him turning on Jungle Boy, turning heel, because I think he's going to turn heel. And that match is going to bring out the best Jungle Boy that we've seen thus far in a solo match, one-on-one with him. And then we can get him out the way. But as far as Edge coming to AEW, baby, we don't need this. This ain't 2000. This ain't 1999. This ain't 98, 97. Like, I'm not here for the nostalgia era. Like, I love the nostalgia when I watch it on the WWE Network, which I don't even pay for, so child, don't judge me. But other than that, no, I'm not here for, like, a remake of the 2000s era and AEW with Edge and Christian. Like, that ship sailed decades ago. Let it be.
Yeah. Keon, let me ask you, because you're kind of more like our casual wrestling fan. You kind of come in and watch you watch the pay-per-views with us and chill with us for that kind of thing. Like, if I were to tell you that like Edge and Christian and the Hardys are making a run like current day in AEW and you can watch them on TV, like, is that something for you, for someone who's really not normally going to like pick up the remote to like watch wrestling? Like, is that something that intrigues you, or are you just kind of like, I really don't care?
I mean, not really, just because, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of what B-Max said is very valid. Like, I don't know, that ship is just kind of sailed. Like, AEW is, I feel like, for people like these new guys, like, it's not to constantly, promote these guys that have been wrestling for some time now, and, like, putting matchups like that have happened like so long ago. Like, we don't need to see that again, it would
run something fresh instead of running shit that we've already seen before.
Right. So, I mean, it would be a huge nostalgia boost, but I mean, that's all it would really be good for. I don't think anyone I really have to speak for myself, but I don't think like I would really like be interested in watching, I don't know, Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian like again. Because
especially the way Jeff be moving these days, man.
Right.
Yeah, I'm so concerned for Jeff Hardy in that goddamn ladder match next week. Like, he better do one bump and like that's it. Because they've been saying for weeks that he's banged up. that's why he looked pretty bad out there in that match against the Young Bucks. Like, I thought that match was going to be like, I mean, it's about what I expected.
Well,
I mean, I
see,
expected
Bert,
like a little
that's
bit
not.
better.
That's Tony Khan's problem. Is he's pushing these guys that are from WWE so hard, which is like when I watch the MJF, shit. I was just kind of
Yeah.
like, I mean, it is kind of, I mean, like he's not wrong. Like Tony Khan has been
Damn,
pushing
bro,
these
Keon
guys.
coming around. Damn, hold up, Keon coming around on MJF, bro.
I'm listening,
Keon's
bro.
spitting facts right now.
I
He's spitting
have to
facts,
give
man.
credit where credit is due.
Let's jump into the MJF shit. Let's just start
I
talking
mean, he
about
ain't
the MJF
wrong,
shit,
bro.
man.
He wasn't wrong.
He's not wrong. Like Tony Khan has been pushing these WWE guys, but it's like you have people like MJF who's been, as much as I can't stand MJF, like he's been busting his ass for that company, like since day one. Like he can't. So it's just, I don't know. That should be the case, Bert. It should be for these new guys, but Tony Khan is focusing on these older wrestlers, so that's his problem. That's not necessarily like the promotion itself. Like I don't know. That's just something Tony Khan needs to figure out. So that whatever.
Let's be clear though. When they first started AEW, they needed somebody like a Chris Jericho as their first champion to get that like championship and that company on their back. Chris Jericho put that company on his back as champion. So then Moxley, you wasn't putting this championship on Mr. MJF, who was just not coming out of MLW making like $100 a week, to now he's getting paid like 3 times as that at only 26 years old. MJF's problem is he's trying to take all these shortcuts into a game that long term doesn't give a damn about him. This industry don't give a damn about how good he is on the mic. At the end of the day, he's running the wrong move away from screwing up the rest of his career, all because he wants to get out before 30 and go to Hollywood. He's already talking about, I want to go to Hollywood. Let's be clear. He's not going to be one of those guys that's 10 years, 15 years into wrestling down the line. He's already trying to get out at 30. Like, it's like he's already like 26. If he goes to WWE, that's fine. But let's be clear. They can easily get somebody else in place of MJF with Ricky Starks, who's twice as good as MJF on the microphone if given the opportunity. So I can't act like, like if MJF left, it'll sting, but they got 10 more guys that they can easily put in place of him and fill that void, and nothing would be missed. Because look at what happened this week. They was number 1 on cable last night against the NBA Finals with no MJF on the show. What does that tell you? They don't need an MJF to put that company on.
Damn, Raul. I've been dying for Raul's thoughts on this whole MJF situation.
Oh yeah, dude, I told you on the group chat. I'm sorry, y'all, and y'all probably gonna hate me for saying it. That promo is better than the pipe bomb. It's better than any crap I had heard in like the last couple of years, man. That promo was, I mean, you felt that shit was like coming from deep within, and I don't know. I mean, I disagree. I mean, I think when they lose an MJF, that's huge. That's huge for them. I mean, you have nobody.
It would be more huge if they lost Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, that's a huge loss. MJF, they can replace MJF and be this one.
There is no one on that locker room who can control that mic like he does. There's nobody on that mic. And he's not even that bad of a wrestler.
Listen.
Oh no, MJF's a great wrestler.
Oh,
listen, give Ricky Starks the chance. He can fill that void because Ricky Starks can talk too. Like, let's be clear, he has just as much charisma as Mr. MJF.
Hell yeah, I want Ricky Starks to have that title. I love Ricky Starks. I think that Starks is a big chance. But I think that MJF's promo brings up a lot of things that are very true. You start with the company, you give your freaking body for them day in and day out, and all you want is an increase in your pay because you feel like
MJF wasn't wrestling like that. He only wrestled when it's a big match. He don't wrestle every week like the other guys do.
Every time you walk into that ring, you're putting your body on the line. It's
that's why
Yeah, you risk your life day in day out when you put that.
But the majority of his work comes from promos.
But even then, it's still like you're going in there. You're giving your body. those are bumps and those are things that take time off of your body. And,
Mhm.
and what
MJF sure as hell risked his body when he took
and I'm
that
sorry, but
Powerbomb Symphony.
you'll never have me here feeling sympathy over a billionaire.
God
I'm sorry, ain't no billionaire ever gonna get my sympathy. What's it called? If you can't get a single dollar out of Tony Khan to increase, man, when you've been giving your freaking ass day in and day out, I mean, and you see people coming
To
in who
me,
aren't even as anywhere close to being on the level of MJF. They get positions and what's it called where they're above him.
Let's be
Like
clear.
it's ridiculous.
People watch MJF to talk. They don't watch him to wrestle. They watch to hear him talk. They don't watch to hear him wrestle. If you want to see somebody wrestle, tune in to Kenny Omega. Tune in to Darby Allin. That's who they tune in for to wrestle. They watch this man to talk. Anybody can talk. I agree. Should he get paid? But you know what? He don't need to get paid. He don't need to get paid like until he signs a new deal. That'll be dumb of Tony Khan to like raise his pay and he's not guaranteed to stay. That's dumb.
yeah, my thing is like, I don't know what the situation is, honestly, just because like there's a lot of people report that it's like it has to do with the money situation. There's a lot of people that report it doesn't have anything to do with the money. I think it has a lot to do with what MJF said in like his promo on TV last week whenever he talked about like, you know, AEW. Whenever AEW started, it was guys like Hangman. It was guys like MJF. Shit, it was guys like fucking Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela. Like that. Like that's the type of shit that was in AEW whenever it first started. You know what I mean? Like you had a lot of dudes from like New Japan that really aren't on TV as much anymore. There was like the whole women's division was literally just Stardom. It was the women's division was literally Stardom. And Britt Baker was tacked on top of all that. You know what I mean? So like it was like compared to now, it's Keith Lee, Swerve, Wardlow, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. It's all these guys. And it's like whenever you're in a situation like Tony Khan is in, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, am I keeping Stu Grayson? Or do I have access to Bryan Danielson, who's the best wrestler in the world? You know what I mean? And it's like I'm not blaming Tony Khan for hiring these guys and bringing these guys in here. Yeah, well, that's just me. Like I'm picking Bryan Danielson. I'm getting Bryan Danielson, and you know, and I understand how that rubs MJF the wrong way because it's like MJF came from where like the dudes like Stu Grayson did and like Joey Janela and all them. Like you know, like MJF started from like nothing, bro. You know what I mean? Like he's talked about it several times to like get to the point where he's at now. And when MJF is out there and he's pulling, you know, he's pulling bigger numbers on cable than CM Punk is and Jericho is. You know what I mean? It's like. Whatever the situation is, to me, it's like if I'm Tony Khan, I'm gonna give MJF whatever it is that he's asking for. But that's just me, man. Because to me, like I think MJF is genuinely like one of the biggest draws. Because like I've got friends who don't give a shit about wrestling, but they think MJF is the funniest dude in the world, and they'll watch all the videos of MJF on YouTube.
Yeah, he is a draw.
I don't really know. I don't know.
He's a draw, but my thing is
I could see it working for WWE.
Yeah, he's a draw, but here's my thing though. He does not need to get a raise. Not unless he signed a new contract. You want to race, sign a new deal. Period.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. Just because it's like, it does set a bad precedent for yourself if it's like, man, I'm not trying to, you know, if MJF did, you know, I don't know how much is a work and how much isn't a work anymore, you know, but there's a situation where MJF, you know, stands up to meet and greet. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, like, if I'm the boss, I'm like, bro, really? You're going to do this? You're going to, like, screw the fans out of money? So it's like, man,
let's also talk about the elephant in the room. Everybody's saying how well he do in WWE, but let's be clear. If he tried to strong on Vince like this, do you think that he would have been on that pay-per-view that night? His ass would have been sent home.
Hell no.
He would have been. Listen, he would have been in Naomi and Sasha's spot right now at home, not getting paid off for merch.
Yep. Yeah. It's just funny to me that it's like WWE would still hire MJF if he didn't show up to that pay-per-view, but they would still 1000% be sitting in their same shoes that they are with Sasha and Naomi, where they'd be like, well, they just respect us, they walk out on the. So it's like it's that Vince McMahon like double standard bullshit.
Yeah, he would be at home not getting paid because Vince ain't the one. He can try it with Tony, but Vince, he would be in the Mustafa Ali situation. His contract would be there, and he would just be off television. So the the grass ain't always green on the other side. Like it ain't always greener, you know. So like just because it's daddy Vince, because look at what they doing to their two biggest female draws in Naomi and Naomi and Sasha. Not on TV.
What's up
paid
with
off
that?
already.
What's up with that women's tag tournament? I didn't hear
Dead
anything
on
about
arrival,
that.
dog. Just dead on
Yeah, I ain't hear
arrival,
nothing
bro.
about that.
Dave
Oh,
Mister said it's
man.
dead on arrival.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit's fucking wild to me. That it's like on TV to disrespect them like that and to be like, because it literally because like Sasha and Naomi were like, y'all don't respect this division, and now it's like everything that they walked out for has been like proven right. So it's just funny to me, and like the people that still try to like shit on them. So that's just
Fucking Paige.
I
Paige
mean,
was warning us about this. What's
That's
it
the
called?
thing with that though, because Sasha has Hollywood waiting for her. She can go to Hollywood and be just
Oh,
fine. Naomi,
hell yeah.
I don't know about you, girl, because your man is married over there, but then again, he got DUI, so he can't really talk for you either because he got. But
yeah.
Sasha,
Someone said,
yeah,
someone tweeted, they were like, they said, is Jay gonna get home tonight? Naomi says ride whenever she left.
Oh, that's
I
disrespectful,
was
bro.
like,
That's
oh man, y'all don't
disrespectful.
gotta. I was like,
Yeah.
come on,
Oh, I
bro,
mean,
y'all don't
like,
gotta
what's it
do
called?
that.
Fucking somebody was. I don't know who it was. Booker, who said that Jay should have like went and reprimanded like Vince for my own. Like, fuck, you want that man to do, bro? He ain't gonna
Yeah,
go
what
over
do you
there
want
and
him to
slap
do?
Vince. He can't
he
go
on
over there
thin
and
ice
get
Bro, you know how
himself.
much
man
money
already
those
in
bloodline
freaking
shirts
hot
make?
water, bro.
He on thin ice himself.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even.
Fuck, you
My
want
thing
him
I
is
to
don't
this
know
do,
if
though.
bro?
Vince knows the difference between the Usos. I don't even know if he just runs around and he goes, "I'm Jimmy."
My thing is this though. I would hate for all this to pass and then they both come back. After all the disrespect on public, y'all let down the WWE Universal Michael Cole. First of all, let's be clear. People have fucked up and done worse in WWE and they didn't get reprimanded like this and put off TV like this. Let's be clear, because it came out. They don't respect women giving their opinion on creative. This is what this is about. But it just so happens you take two black women in this era of racial tension, you making an example of these two black women on your show when your history is filled with racism anyway towards black talents. Because baby, do we not remember when a DX had that racist storyline with Mark Henry, calling him a silverback gorilla?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And when we had the
that or
Triple H,
When it comes to racial tension, all you really need to say is Hulk Hogan, and everyone will understand. I can tell you.
so that's my point. So like if they go back, I don't want to hear their fans complaining. This is their time to use the John Moxley playbook. Go somewhere else. Sasha, take your ass to Stardom or Hollywood, and Naomi, you could do whatever the fuck, but don't go back over there because
yeah.
they need them.
I mean, I'm down. I'm
They
down to
don't
see
need them.
Trinity Fox 2 show up. I'm down.
But
In AEW.
I
I
would
don't
love
know if
to see.
Sasha's gonna be down for. I don't know if Sasha's gonna
Sasha's
be
going
down for
straight to
wrestling,
Hollywood,
honestly,
bro.
anymore.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, 'cause
Let's
she's
be
kind of.
clear. See, that's another thing. Sasha loves wrestling at the end of the day. Sasha loves wrestling. Like her fans keep saying, "Oh, she would never go to AEW." They don't know how close she
I'm not
was to
saying that.
signing with them
She
in
loves
2019.
wrestling.
She almost signed with WWE. I mean, she almost signed to AEW 2019 when she first went on strike. She was that close. So nothing's impossible.
Because that was the first time that something happened with the women's tag belts. Because it was her and Bailey had felt like disrespected that like Vince was gonna go with someone other than them, and because they had the
I
women's
mean,
division on their back for so long on TV. It's like, damn, bro,
I mean,
really?
I would love to see Sasha go at it with Sheeta on Dynamite. Sasha go at it with Serena. Sasha and Chris Statlander. Sasha and Jade Cargill.
There's a lot that you could do over at AEW with the women, but the thing is, does Tony Khan have the mind to be able to think of a lot of shit to do with the women? Like that's
Fuck no, he
where I'm
doesn't.
at with.
Let's be
He
clear, and
needs
that's
to
another
he
thing we need to
needs
talk
to hit up
about.
Maria
People
Kanellis.
want to trash.
He needs to hit up Maria
People
Kanellis.
who?
Who?
Kanellis for that.
Boy, please,
Who?
no,
He hit up Maria
no. She the wrong one for that. She the wrong one for that. No,
No,
no.
bro,
For setting
no.
up. I liked everything that she did in the Ring of Honor with like the Ring of Honor's women's division. I feel like there's a lot of like the way that she was like booking and helping out with the women a lot with matches that she could help out with that Tony Khan doesn't.
She
need
put together
someone
one
like-
tournament which people didn't even watch on YouTube for free. I'm not hiring that.
No,
I'm not hiring that.
You
No.
need someone like who they had over at NXT. That girl,
Allison Danger. Yeah, get Allison Danger to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
get her
need
to do
someone like her or her, just in general, her. But Yeah, ain't no way Maria Canelo ain't
Hiring
doing
no,
that, bro.
no, I ain't hiring no
Either
Canelo.
way, the point is that it's like Tony Khan needs someone else to go in there and fix up that fucking women's division because
Oh
the
wow.
way it is right now, like it's not it. Honestly, the last night, I gotta be honest, I feel like last night was a bit better with the presentation because it was like at least we got a pre-clip for motivation for why the match was happening with Marina Shafir and Thunder Rosa. We got a segment with Jade, which every time there's TV, you gotta have a segment with Jade. If there's not a segment with Jade, bro, give me my money back. And then the third thing, they had Tony Storm, set up that little thing with Thunder Rosa. So I feel
Listen,
like it wasn't
Thunder
handled too
Rosa
bad
versus
last night.
Tony is going to be fire. That's going to be fire for the women's championship. That's going to be dope on pay per view, and I hope they do it at all out.
I'm just
Tony versus Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, that should happen all out. I'm just bummed that it feels like they really wasted Thunder Rosa's reign. Everyone on this show knows how much of like a Thunder Rosa mark I am,
But
but
let's
like
be
I just
clear
really
though.
feel like they didn't give her shit to do.
Let's be clear though. Like this is an elephant that nobody wants to address with Thunder Rosa because they're so sensitive. But see, I'm gonna talk about it because see, I'm the wild child of the group, so I'm gonna say what y'all ain't trying to say. When it comes to Thunder Rosa, sis struggles on microphone. She's green as hell when it comes to talking on the microphone, and it shows because she gets uncomfortable the moment she gets flustered. She doesn't know how to get herself back on track. That's a problem. Jay, as a
Yeah.
rookie, talks better than you as a champion. That's the issue when you are 7 years ahead of her as far as experience. That's a problem.
That's just the problem with Tony Khan though, because it's like if you know someone's not the best on the mic, you got to be able to just all right. Let's just do some pre promos, and with Thunder
They've
Rosa,
been
like
giving
I
her
feel like Thunder
pre-tape,
Rosa being
but
like. Yeah, but I feel like if they had given her pre-tapes and given her weekly matches on Dynamite and been like, "I'm a fighting champion. I don't give a shit about the rankings. I'm gonna take on anyone who's willing to come out
Mm-hmm.
and take me on for a match right now. Like, I'll take it. You know what I mean?" And they should have been booking Thunder Rosa because it's like it
but
doesn't
that's
take
no
much to
excuse
just
either
get
because
Janai
they
Kai
got
or like a
promo guys
Kylan
over there.
King on TV.
So you mean to
What's
tell
up?
me? So you mean to tell me
They have like
she has access to a Jake the Snake? She has access to Dustin Rhodes. She has access to William Regal. All these promo guys over there, and she don't know how to cut a promo. That's on her at this point. That ain't on Tony.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of the booking because like if she,
Mm-mm.
there's a lot of people who don't really cut promos in AEW. Like Danielson doesn't really cut promos in AEW. He just kind of shows
Yeah.
up and is like, "I'm here to wrestle now." Like if they just did that with Thunder Rosa, where she just runs out and is like, "I'm here to wrestle," like that's really all you need to be over
No,
for certain people. Because there's people, I feel like with you, it's like it's a promo thing. Some people don't care about the promos, and some people only care about promos. Like some people are like, "I don't give a shit about MJF wrestling. I just want to watch him talk on the mic." And there's, I feel like there's a mix of that for everybody. Like I love Eddie
but
Kingston,
as
but
a
Eddie Kingston's not
champion,
my
she
favorite
has
like
to represent herself.
wrestler.
Yeah, but as a champion, she got to represent herself, and if she can't talk on the microphone, then it is a hindrance. Because even I remember when she first became champion, and Jericho told her, "Listen, you're gonna have to fix your English in order to be a champion because that's how you're going to get over is cutting promos." He's not lying about that. People have to cut promos. Like that's how you get over it. Like, and she doesn't know how to get herself over without getting off topic. But you can't say that on Twitter because everybody's so sensitive about it. But if Jade is talking better than you as a rookie, then that's no excuse, man. That's on you at this point. If Jade is talking better than you as a promo cutter and she's in her rookie year as TBS champion.
I mean, also Jade also has a manager too. Jade also has the presence of a manager, and it would help a lot if Rosa could also have that. But I mean, she's also not a
Monster weren't
terrible.
cutting out them promos for her.
She
Like by the
ain't,
time
she ain't a terrible. Rosa isn't a terrible talker. She ain't terrible. Like I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse coming to
Yeah, I've seen
those
worse.
curtains, way worse. And she ain't terrible, but I also like, come on, man, like they haven't been booking her like first major speaking thing on AEW when she becomes champion, and you give her a stupid immigration, what's it called, promo with Vicky.
Yeah, that was
I
dog
mean, like,
shit. That was
yeah,
really bad.
yeah, I
what's
saw
it called?
that. Yeah.
She's been
That
placed
was
against
bad.
her.
That
Like,
was
come
really
on.
bad.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
I
bad.
feel like there's a lot of things that like I understand what you're saying with the promo, and there's elements that I agree with, but it's also a bit of like you have to know these things as a booker, and you can't keep putting her in a position to go out there and keep shit in the bed with these promos. Like if you see her out there and it's like, damn, This is not working. You got to give her something different.
Mhm.
But yeah, but regardless, the point is Tony Storm versus Thunder Rosa. That shit's gonna be a banger. Hopefully that happens
Listen.
all out. And I feel like Tony Storm's got to win that title then. If we do get there.
Would you take it off her at All Out?
If they
I
ain't
would
gonna
give
do
her at
shit
least.
with her,
I would.
if they ain't gonna do shit
I
with
would.
Rosa,
They're not doing anything
ha-
with her. Yeah, I don't feel like.
yeah, don't give her the like. It just harms her more than it does good.
Yeah, I feel like
It's
if they
gonna
just
hurt. Like fuck, it's gonna hurt me
Yeah.
a lot. But damn, if you ain't doing shit with Rosa, stop putting the belt on her just to not have her on TV. Because at this point, she was on TV way more as not a as when she wasn't champ.
Yeah, because I'm thinking by the time we get to All Out, because I don't know, because this is like
One thing is for sure.
it's so strange with the women's division because it's like if you are because I feel like Statlander is gonna beat Jade eventually, but I don't know how
No,
long
she
they're gonna
not.
drag out Statlander and Jade. You don't
No,
think
she not.
Statlander's gonna you
No, that's gonna
think
be
Jade's
Athena.
gonna beat Statlander?
No, they're going with Athena.
I
She's
don't
gonna
think
be
it's
the one
gonna
to
be
beat Jade.
Athena.
That's gonna be
I don't
Athena.
think it's gonna be Athena.
How they setting that up? It's gonna be Athena.
Yeah, we'll see.
Think it's
See.
Athena?
But I don't
And
know.
I wouldn't be
Regardless,
mad.
it's like eventually
I wouldn't be mad if she beat
though,
Jade.
if
Because let's be honest, I wouldn't be mad if Athena beat Jade because they need a big name to carry that championship, the TBS championship. I wouldn't be mad if she beat Jade for the championship.
yeah, I mean, I'm not mad either. But my point is, eventually you have to take the belt
Because
off Jade. So
what they're
it's
gonna
like,
do
what
is
is Jade gonna do after the belt? And I don't want Jade to beat Tony Storm immediately. I want Tony Storm to get a little bit of a run.
who says
before she
Tony
gets
Storm
to
is going to
someone
be the
like
one to
Jade.
beat Thunder Rosa? Who said that
I
she's going
just
to be the
feel
one
like
to beat Thunder Rosa?
I just feel like that has to happen. Like you would really put Thunder Rosa over Tony Storm, like as hot because whenever she was out there, I'm telling you, whenever Tony Storm picked up that belt, it felt way more like that crowd was way more into Tony Storm as the champion than they were in Thunder Rosa in that moment.
I think what they're going to do with Jade is this. The moment Jade loses that championship, she's going to quietly start getting better in ring out of the spotlight. That takes the pressure off of her. So by the time they start pushing her to win that women's world championship, because she's going to win it on the first try, most likely, she'll be ready in ring to be the world champion. And most likely, I think they're going to have her beat whoever beats Thunder Rosa.
Oh man, we got a full house today. Look, we got
Yes,
another guest joining us.
Yes, sir. There we go.
Bruh.
What up, Eric? What up?
I had to come through.
It's been since Revolution. The man is finally back on High Flyer Radio. What is the thoughts
here.
expressed by Burke Made?
Look, all I'm saying is all of the conversations that are going on around AEW right now. I've been saying this stuff for like a year almost, talking about where we were gonna end up here, where it's indistinguishable. You're talking about AEW or WWE. If you take the names out of the conversation, you're having the same conversation about both companies.
Yep.
And to be honest, I think they gotta take, if they're smart and they want to do things differently, they gotta take the belt off of Thunder Rosa because they're having the same problem that they had with Adam Page. You're just like, yo, what is this reign? What is this? It's not like we thought this was gonna be this like crowning moment. We were gonna have a new star, and it just kind of falls flat. And the longer it went on, the less and less we were behind Adam Page. We're like, the longer his reign went, the more we're like, nah, I really don't think I like this. I wanted it, and now that I have it, I don't think I like it. And that's what's going on with Thunder Rosa. Everyone wanted her to get it, and then once she had it, we're like, I don't know if I really like this. And the longer it goes on, the worse it's gonna get.
AEW has a problem booking championship reigns. They can do a great job building to get to the reign, but by the time that the reign comes, everything that's following up has been so mediocre. Genuinely, to me, I don't know, bro. Like, I really think people are gonna look back at that first Chris Jericho reign a lot differently because he was spotlighting people like Darby on TV. Like, he was having good matches with Jungle Boy. Like, the whole build for Moxley to dethrone Jericho, like that weekly television was amazing. Like Chris Jericho buying a car for John Moxley and then John Moxley driving it and then like stabbing the keys in someone's face and being like "fuck you," like all that shit was amazing. And it's like ever since I feel like ever since Revolution 2020, everything's kind of just been like I don't like Tony Khan doesn't really know how to juggle around all these key players because he's got too many top guys. Like I feel like the problem
Like
with
what Keon
AEW,
was
and like
saying
we've
too,
totally
yeah.
like gone over all of our topics, but it really doesn't matter because we're having a good conversation. But like the problem with AEW is that it's too good of a roster, and there's not enough TV
Listen,
time.
listen, that roster to me is one of the top 5 rosters in wrestling of all time
Mhm.
in modern era. That roster is
I would say it's
ridiculous.
top
And
2.
years from now,
The
we're gonna look back on this roster and say, "Damn, we had a lot of greats on one roster at one
I
time."
just don't want to say
And
there was a lot
future
of
greats,
missed potential.
they got a lot
I
of
just don't want to say
current.
there was a lot of missed potential because they got to start getting into some more
Listen,
60-day world title reigns. I'm telling you, put the world title on Keith Lee and book him in some good shit for 4 weeks, and then have him drop to Swerve, and then put Keith Lee into some good shit for 4 weeks,
no,
have him drop
you
into the
don't do
next guy.
that.
Like I want to start
No,
seeing that.
no, you don't do
I'm
that.
telling you,
I don't
because
know
that's
if I
Keith
don't know
Lee's a
if I
star.
want to see Hot Potato with the title. At least not the world
Keith Lee's a
title.
star.
Like
at least
Keith Lee is a star.
get better with reading the room. At least get better with reading the room whenever
what
it's like, all right, this is starting to get
what
kind of
they
cold. Now we got to move to the next guy.
what they need to
They're
do.
killing me with Adam Cole, man. They're killing me with Adam Cole on weekly TV. And Keon knows I was an Adam Cole mark last year, brother. He is not gonna be on my top 10 this year. I am fucking tired of Adam Cole. Get this son of a bitch off my TV. I don't want it anymore. I'm good.
I'm pretty sure every like pay-per-view that I've joined in and or like every show that I've watched, like Dynamite or whatever, I'm pretty sure every show that I've watched of AEW has had some type of Adam Cole like
Yeah, because
cameo.
you came in around All Out last year, so every single show that you've been on with us since All
Yeah.
Out has had like major
I'm
Adam
pretty
Cole
sure I'm
presence.
saying Adam. Yeah, every time. I'm sick of that.
Is that something that you're? Is that a?
I'm sick of them too, bro. I'm sick.
Keon, tell the people how you feel about Adam Cole.
I mean, I don't feel any type of way about him. It's just that like every show that I've seen has had Adam Cole in it. Like I'm sick of hearing Adam Cole, baby. Like, bro, get this shit on my face. I don't want to. I'm sick of hearing this shit. Please stop.
What they need is they need something like.
But he's a draw though, and like you know what I'm saying. Like he's somebody who he gets people like watching his matches. You know what I'm saying. Like he's yet to have a bad match in AEW.
Bro, I fell asleep on his match on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, no.
I
That popped
legitimately
me so
like
hard.
I'm not even bullshitting. I fell asleep on this couch right here. I fell asleep watching the pay-per-view.
We were watching the Double Nothing pay per view, and Dwayne comes in and he goes, "Hey, brother, I fell asleep watching that Samoa Joe and Adam
that
Cole
was
match."
snoozer,
Like
man.
I like and I
He
went
hit the
into
boom
it
and
like I
Dwayne
was like,
said-
hey yo, I was like, this is gonna be the hotness. This is Samoa Joe and Adam Cole, and I dead fell asleep. I was like, I should not be falling asleep like this during this match. I shouldn't. But there was just something about I don't know if it was the match itself. I don't know if it was the performers or just the overall energy, because the overall energy of that whole show felt off. It was just off from the start of the show. It was
Something about
off.
Double or
You
Nothing.
know
Nah, but
why?
he came back with
You
that
know
trio
why it
match.
felt off? Because it was
But that's the
fucking
thing.
long.
Is you can't go because what was it? They basically said like, hey, we're up against the NBA playoffs. We're not gonna have anything good until the second half of the show.
Mhm.
Like you can't. What? That's
No.
like you can feel it.
No, we're not
You
gonna
can
act like
feel-
the trios match
No.
wasn't fire.
But that's
Yeah,
the
sure.
thing is, when did the trios match happen? It happened when the NBA game was off the air.
Yeah.
That's what the
Okay,
the
yeah,
second the
yeah.
NBA
That's true.
the NBA game went off the air, they turned up the energy on the show.
Yeah.
And anyone who watched
stacked
from the
that show
beginning of the
weird.
show, like, and it made the entire show, the pace of the show, just feel off because the hype and the energy wasn't there from the beginning, even in the crowd. Like you could feel it in the crowd. The energy just wasn't there at the beginning of the show. And I mean, some of that might have to do because they had a bunch of problems at the venue, like getting everyone into the venue. There was, I saw that there was like issues with scanning people's tickets to get everybody in on time. Like, I think most of the people weren't in until the first match, not the buy-in, but the first match had
And
started.
then all the problems with BR Live too, remember?
Yeah,
There
and
was a
yeah,
fuck
BR
ton of
Live was
problems.
having a whole bunch of issues. So I don't know what the issue was, but there was just something about that show, and it just made me look at like AEW shows differently. Because like even looking back on some of their other pay-per-views, sometimes the first half of the show is just the energy just is not.
You know what
where
I feel
you would
like
think it would
genuinely
be.
would be like one of the biggest assets to AEW, like something that could really help them, is
Someone who's more
having more
experienced
pay-per-views.
booking, in control of the booking.
I feel like it's
Maybe
good
not.
booking, but sometimes it's just like there's like the story there's too many stories sometimes. Like maybe it would
Maybe
just
they
be better if
should.
it's like, let's just take
But
top
Doc, he
guys and
also
like
waits so long, bro.
Maybe they should stop
Tony
letting
wait.
a
That's the
waits
thing.
Reddit
He
so
waits so
troll.
long.
They should stop letting a Reddit troll control the booking.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what it
like
feels like. Is Tony Khan's like that dude on Reddit that just spends his whole time fantasy booking, and now that he's got control and can actually do it, he's doing it. That's what it feels like AEW's booking is sometimes. It's like,
I'll
that's what's
say this
probably
though.
making him
I would rather watch AEW booking than WWE booking. I would get more quality out of AEW booking than WWE booking, like week to week. I would rather.
I'm not arguing one or the other is the quality of either. I'm just saying that there's a problem with because that's
I'm
one of
tired
the
of
problems
having the
whenever
same conversation with Andrade and AEW that I had with Andrade
yeah.
and WWE. It's shit
Yeah,
like
like-
that where it's like I'm with you, Dwayne. Where it's
and
like, damn, bro, like really, like we're like
Aiden-
fucking Andrade is on TV again, and we're still fucking wasting.
Yeah,
him. Like,
Aiden
he was
knows
better
is
off
like
in WWE having weekly matches.
yeah, like Aiden knows I'm not a like mark for either
You're not
company.
on
I
any
want both
side. You don't
companies
care
to
about
be
anything.
good. I want everyone to just be good. And I think that the problem is like there are some serious flaws with AEW and the things going on in AEW, but because everyone is so like, hey man, it's not WWE, it's not WWE, they just want to like kind of gloss over it. I'm like, but if these problems don't get fixed, we're gonna end up with, because WWE's been around for what, 40 years now?
Yeah, 40.
If AEW doesn't fix their problems, they're going to lose in the long run. And we're going to lose AEW and we're not going to have it anymore. And I would like there to be competition, because with competition, we get a better product overall. Like, we can't hold out for New Japan to one day be competition for WWE in the United States. It's not going to happen. As much as I would love it, it's not going to happen.
Poor Keon,
This is true.
Corner, man.
Keon's just like, hey man, I'm here with y'all. We're chilling.
I'm just listening. Like, I'm here for the conversation. Just to,
Hey, we love having you around, Keon.
But I do think MJF is probably the biggest like legacy draw that AEW has.
Yeah.
Like
B-Man,
100%.
No, you got. I thought you were gonna say something, but I mean, and I guess that's a good segue, Aiden, to like where do we go with the All Atlantic Championship now, right? You know, like how is this going to benefit? Yeah, how's this going to benefit?
I feel like more championships at the end of the day, and it's funny, is like it's so fucking funny to me that like on Twitter today, everyone's they don't really need to be adding more championships in AEW. What, last year? Like literally last year, y'all were literally saying they need to add more championships. Listen, I feel like this is a good move as long as it's like, as long as we get to that step below the world championship. Because for a long time they were trying to act like the TNT title was that step below the world championship and like they could be on that same level. And for a while it kind of was with Cody and everything they did with Brody, you know what I mean? And Darby Allin honestly made it feel like really important. Miro made it feel really important. But everything, I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but everything they've done in the past couple months has just been dog shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, if we can have this title come in and have a fresh
Yeah,
start,
this
and have
Scorpio
someone
Sky
like
and
Miro,
Sammy situation. Yeah,
yeah, it's not
Here's
good. Like if we can have
listen,
someone like Miro
and they need
or
to put this
Malachi come in
title
and establish
on
something
Ward as soon
new,
as possible.
and
What's up, B-Max?
I hate to like compare everything to like WWE, but again, what's the period that everyone talks about WWE being its greatest, that Monday Night Wars, that period slightly after that,
yep.
Attitude Era. How many championships were there in WWE at the time? You got the hardcore belt,
yeah.
the
They had so
European
many.
title,
Light heavyweight.
tag teams, like there was a belt for everybody on the roster at that point. Like, so too many championships, that I think that is like, that's not a
I
problem.
think that's a lame argument.
It's, can they book it effectively?
I for one
And
love this championship because how they describe
Okay.
it sounds like it's going to be like an international championship challenge for open challenge, like for international wrestlers outside of the country. That's what it sounds like it's going to be. And if that's the case, listen, give me challenge from New Japan, give me challenge from Mexico, give me challenge from wherever the hell challenge for this championship. But make it so non-American. But make it so only non-Americans can compete for it.
I don't think they need to do that, but also do
When
a
you
better
say
job.
all Atlantic, like that represents everybody. Like that's that's
everyone,
international.
and I think that they should have non-American people win it. I just don't think it should be just non-American. But what they need to do is, if
You
an
make it interesting
AEW
that
guy
way.
has it, send him to New Japan to defend it.
Exactly.
Send
Well,
him
put it on
to,
Pack.
but send him
Put
to
it on Pack and send
AAA,
him
to
to New
Lucha
Japan.
AAA and defend it. I mean, I don't care who's got it, but what I'm saying is if you're gonna let other people from other promotions defend it in those promotions as well, because then what that does is they're like, oh, this is an AEW, because as much as people want to say like everybody knows about AEW, everybody's watching AEW, that's not true. Get AEW in front of more eyes. Be like, okay, this is the type of wrestling we can see and expect if I'm watching AEW. Like, okay, I need to check out AEW, because I know plenty of people that still to this day don't really watch AEW unless it's the Hardys, Jericho, Sting. So they don't really know what type of wrestling AEW has to offer. And this is it's a great way to get more eyes on AEW, especially where's WWE beating AEW internationally. Like 100% AEW has zero foothold internationally.
But
That's
look
why
at how long they've been
Stardom
around
thing.
for
They were
40
like,
years. I would listen, like they've been around for 40 years. They should be beating AEW.
But that's
it's
my
like if there
point.
wasn't,
But that's
listen,
my point, is to get them in front of more eyes internationally.
how they need to book this championship though, have it be to form other relationships with other companies like Mexico, like British, New Japan.
yeah.
Well,
Like
British,
Look at the bracket.
relationship
Oh shit.
British isn't going to happen, because when WWE started NXT UK, they literally bought like every British promotion.
Yeah, Progress is WWE
Nah, yeah.
now. Man. Like,
Yeah, they bought like all of them.
yeah. But I mean, I understand. I
But,
like that idea
this is-
though. Yeah. Oh,
this is the bracket for now. We had that great match last night with Pac and Buddy Mack.
Listen, that match was fire.
Failed before.
Yeah,
that match was great. If you didn't watch Dynamite last night, if there's anything you need to watch on Dynamite, watch that damn match.
That was the
Then you
best
got Miro and
Matthews I've seen
Page
in a
this
while.
week. Yeah, Penta and Malachi Black, and then they're gonna do something. I assume they're gonna do something on like the Dominion pay-per-view or something, because it seems like Tony Khan has kind of been throwing a lot of things on that Dominion pay-per-view lately, but apparently this is going to be a four-way match. I didn't realize that at first. But it feels like to me, Miro is the right choice. Miro just came back.
I'd go with Pac.
I would go with Miro, because Miro needs something. Like Miro to me is a complete package when he's got a title. Like when Miro has a title, like he feels like a god. You know what I mean? And everything that he's coming off of, like he's coming off of a loss to Bryan Danielson in that at Full Gear for the World Championship tournament that they did. He's coming off the loss to Sammy Guevara when he lost his title. To me, Miro is someone who could use like a really big win, and I feel like there's a reason it's a 4-way with Malachi, Pac, and Miro, and some dude from New Japan. That some dude from New Japan is
I
probably
have,
going to be eating a pin, and then
I
we
would
can
have
spin
either
off and
Pac
keep
or
doing
Malachi
Malachi and
with that.
Pac.
I'd have either Pac or
I mean,
Malachi with it
I feel
because
like
they
they
could
could
use
come
it
in at
more.
some point. I feel like they could come in at some point because to me, I feel like Malachi. Well, see, this is the thing. If you put it on someone like Miro and you give Miro time to build it up to make it mean something, then when you're ready for like, because I feel like a Malachi Black feud and a Miro feud makes a lot of money. If you want to bring in Malachi at that point to take it off of Miro, like I feel like that would work. And then you could come back to Pac and Malachi because they like to do shit like that, where it's like, oh, remember 2 years ago on AEW, we're finally coming back to finish that story for you guys. Like they like to do shit like that. I
No,
don't
but
know.
I'm here for
Keon,
this new
let
championship
me
though.
ask when you look at this bracket, I don't know how many of these names even really stick out to you. I don't know
All of them
which one
stick
of
out,
them you would go,
but Pentagon sticks out to me
but
more
you
though.
yeah. But
Yeah,
what do you
he
think,
sticks out like a
Keon?
sore
What would you
thumb.
go with as inaugural?
I mean, I know about Malachi Black. I've heard
Yeah.
of Ethan Page.
Yeah.
I think like probably. Wait, can you go back to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've heard of Buddy Matthews as well. I don't. When I say I've heard of them, like I've heard the name. I don't really know. I can't really put a face
Yeah.
to anyone on this except for Malachi Black.
Yeah. Well,
I
let me hit you with a different question then. Let me ask you like from the perspective of like, again, like that casual viewer where it's like you see a new championship being added to all elite wrestling, you know what I mean? Like is this something that like you actually care about, or you just kind of like like I could really miss it, you know what I mean? Like whenever they do things like this, when they add new championships, like does that give you more incentive to want to like watch the show? Like I'm just genuinely curious from that.
I mean, it really I don't know. It depends on like what kind of championship it is, because I feel like every championship holds a different kind of weight, to its name. So, like for instance, like in WWE, like the 24/7 championship, who gives a fuck? Compared to like the world heavyweight championship.
Hey man, when R-Truth has it, I give a fuck.
I mean, true. R-Truth is
right.
probably the best reign with that championship for sure.
Yeah,
but
that's
anyone else, like I don't fucking care. Like so,
man. Hey,
so,
for like a good like 3 months, like right after they brought the 24/7, R-Truth was the only reason to watch Raw. I'm not even gonna lie. What he was doing with the 24/7 champion, I was like, hey man, like how is this dude not like the biggest thing on the roster? Because like it was like a Kofi situation, because like he was so good with that championship. He was the only reason I was tuning in to watch anything that was going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, let me cut in real quick because we're coming up close on being done with the show, and I still want to get to one of the topics just because he's so fucking big on the thumbnail. But speaking of one of the biggest draws on the show, Roman Reigns. Dave Meltzer, he's out here saying Roman Reigns, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the man that they put 2 belts on at WrestleMania, and he still hasn't defended either one of them on a pay-per-view, or I think in general. That's kind of wild, but he's going to be taking some time off. It seems like he's not going to be coming back until SummerSlam to have a match, and that match is supposed to be Randy Orton. But I don't know. To me, like that.
When is SummerSlam?
Cody Rhodes is good. SummerSlam is July 30th. It's July 30th. It's the first time SummerSlam is ever going to be in July, which is kind of weird.
Oh.
Okay, so when is Money in the Bank? Because like he's not
July
scheduled
2nd.
for a Money in the Bank.
So he's not scheduled for Money in the Bank, which originally was supposed to be in a stadium, but they had to move it to the MGM Grand because the poor ticket sales. Plus,
that pay-per-view gonna struggle. They don't got no Sasha and no Roman for Money in the Bank, baby. Them tickets gonna suffer. And no Cody.
Yeah.
And no Cody for like 4 to 6 months.
Out of the pay-per-view now, and they were pushing the shit out of that Double or Nothing weekend. Everyone was talking about all you could see was Cody Rhodes and Money in the Bank posters, but Cody Rhodes is out. Probably to Rumble. Like if I were to put money on it right now, I'd probably put $100 on Cody Rhodes is going to win the Royal Rumble. But yeah, Roman Reigns is out. I just feel like is this like I don't understand why you make the move to make the double champ if you know that he's not going to be around. You know what I mean? It's WWE booking.
Do you think?
And he's slowly plotting his Hollywood exit too. That's what they don't want to talk about. He's slowly plotting his Hollywood exit too.
Do you think they did it to put the titles on Randy? Because I
don't think they're gonna put on Randy.
But with that win, if Randy beats Roman, it puts him one reign behind John Cena and Ric Flair, and it puts him one over Triple H.
So you wouldn't have Cody beat Roman? I mean, they done brought him back. Listen, like they got him a bag.
I'm asking. Do you think they did it to put the title? Because what was it, like maybe about a month ago? Randy Orton did an interview where he was talking about someone asked him who should beat Ric Flair's record.
Oh yeah, I do remember that interview. Yep, he said he wanted to be the one to do it.
Yeah, and he said he wanted to be the one to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
I do remember that?
You know what?
Because if someone was going to do it,
where Randy just wants
it's him.
Because Randy could just take the regular. He could just take the WWE Championship. He doesn't have to take the Universal one. He could be like, I just want that belt.
Because now that
if anyone's going to do it, then it's Randy.
Yeah, but now that Triple H is not wrestling anymore, the only member of Evolution left to beat Ric Flair's record is Randy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I could see them doing it, honestly. Now that you bring all none of that.
I'm just putting
all that out. I don't think so.
Yeah, when you mentioned Randy as his supposed opponent, I was like, maybe that's where they're going with it.
Yeah,
because they're doing Randy there.
Randy, and like that's legacy right there. You have stuff tracing all the way back to legacy.
Well, you could do Randy beats Roman for just the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, and then you do a Riddle versus Randy feud for that, and then I don't know, maybe Seth wins at Money in the Bank, and like Seth cashes in on someone eventually, and then whenever Cody comes back, he wins the Rumble and is like, I want Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I don't think they're thinking that far ahead, but you know what I mean. But I feel like that's plausible.
I don't know.
Because we also have the pay-per-view coming up at Clash at the Castle with Drew. Drew's definitely going to be headlining that. I think Drew versus Roman at Clash at the Castle for the Universal title makes a lot of sense, at least. So I don't know. But the point is, it's just like no matter whatever we're talking about, there's a long gap between all these. So it's just like it's so mind-boggling to me that it's like our top guy, our number one world champ, like the guy who like has put this company on his back for 2 years. You know what I mean? Maybe to me, it's like he put the company on the back for 2 years. Maybe he should have dropped the belts to fucking Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like,
hell no.
How long is he had the belt?
But I mean, if he's not even on TV, he's not fucking defending the title.
And you're telling me Brock would have been on TV if he would have won on WrestleMania? His ass would have not been a Hell in a Cell. His ass would not have been.
They shouldn't have booked the match.
How long?
They shouldn't have booked the match. I mean, if we really want to get into the fucking rant, I'll go all the way back to whenever they started with Big E, and it was Big E's world title reign. They threw him in that fucking fatal 4-way on day one. They had fucking Brock Lesnar pin Big E in a fatal 4-way, clean as day, when Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins were also in the match, and they could have been pinned. And then you fucking had Bobby Lashley get taken out before the match even started at Elimination Chamber, and had him get removed, and then you just had Brock Lesnar win the whole damn thing and win the title when Bobby Lashley wasn't even in the match. And then you had fucking Brock Lesnar a month before that also beat what did he beat or no, he won the Royal Rumble. So it's just like everything was just fucking jumbled. Like I don't know, man. It all hurts my head. But I don't know what you were looking
I think a lot of I don't think it. I think a lot of what they're trying to do is they're trying to move people away from the more controversial names that have like wrestling significance and history. Because like when you it doesn't work exactly for Roman because he didn't have the WWE Championship, but like they could get away from, you know, like Hogan having it for over a year if, you know, he had held the WWE Championship for however long he ends up holding it. You know, they put the belts on Randy. You remove Ric Flair being the person with the most reigns. Like I think they're trying to get away
Yeah.
from that era of wrestling and the names that people kind of hold up on the pedestal, and they're trying to insert some of the more current stars into that conversation. Like it's what they're doing with John Cena. Like they're trying to get him inserted into that conversation, that mythology, if you will, with you know, people of that
The
nature.
lore.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's not a bad thing. It's like definitely think we do need to move away from some of those people. You know, Hogan and Flair in particular. I would very much like to have their names erased from you know, wrestling history, but we can't really do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think that's their way of distancing themselves from those situations, is by kind of like beating their record so people talk about it less, or like
Listen,
when they
bro.
bring
All
up
I'm saying is I was gone for one pay-per-view and we had an interim champ, bro. WWE, man.
Yeah.
Put your fucking title on someone else, or make the fucking United States Championship mean
Hey, take
something
a
more
page
than
out
it
of
does.
Tony, bro. Make an interim
Yeah,
belt.
the dude. Yeah, it's fucking. What are you gonna do? Introduce 2 interim belts, a Universal interim belt, and a WWE interim belt, and then have a fucking triple threat, and then the winner is gonna walk out with 4 fucking belts on. Is that what we're gonna do? I mean, I would have been more down for that than having both belts be off TV and not defended, because now it's like it puts WWE in a really shitty position for this whole month of June to book a storyline worth of shit for us to care until Money in the Bank. And then once we
mean-
get to Money in the Bank, it's like, is the fallout of Money in the Bank worth enough of like a storyline to build till SummerSlam if Roman's not going to be on TV? Like, it's like,
I
what was
don't
the point?
necessarily hate it, to be honest. I don't think every feud needs to be about the belt. I don't
No,
think,
it doesn't. But
and I
it's
don't
like
think
in
every
WWE, do they try on anything but the world title? You know what I mean?
they
Like, when is the
have
last
they
time you saw
haven't
a good
before.
feud that wasn't on the world title?
I mean,
Cody
they
and
they
Well, I
haven't
guess
they
Seth and Cody, but I wouldn't put Cody and Seth in that, because I feel like that's such like an exception to the rule with the way that Cody's contract is. But I mean, you
but
can throw it
that's,
in there, but it's like outside of Cody and Seth, what else would you say? Like,
but
there's nothing.
if you want them to try it, you like, when they do it, you have to, you know, get behind it. Cause like I think
I'm down to be here for it, but there was nothing on Raw this pet. Like, you talking
and
about falling
that's
asleep during Samoa Joe, Adam Cole. I fell asleep during
that's
Raw this week.
that's fair. And but I also think it's like we can't complain about, you know, them taking the belts off TV. It's like it's exactly what they did with Brock Lesnar. Like he won that championship and he was on TV twice in a year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like it's not like it's out. It's not what they've kind of always done. Like I honestly, I kind of think that your big title should only be defended a couple times a year. Now, does that mean the champ
Oh
only
yeah.
wrestles a couple
I feel
times
like
a
it
year?
should only
No,
be defended on like
but
the pay-per-views.
but I think it should. Well,
That's
the
my
problem with that
general
is
preference.
yeah, but the problem with that is WWE has a pay-per-view every friggin' month, which I don't think the championship needs to be defended every month. I think it should be defended at the Big Four, and then, you know, does the champ wrestle in between that time? Yes, but it only gets defended at the Big Four because like that gives you the time to build up the feuds in between each pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But where did BMAC go?
Fair enough. I don't know. Something BMAC like got up and then it feels like it just cut out. I don't know if he's gonna be back or not. But I mean, we've damn near run through all of our topics for the day pretty much just by the nature of our conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, we've still got highlight a match and highlight a wrestler. If you still want to do that, if there's any like a match or any wrestler in the past like 2 weeks since
MJF.
since we've had an episode,
Yeah.
MJF.
And then my match will be Seth and Cody at Hell in a Cell. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I didn't put
Yeah.
that as mine because I was like, I know fucking. Well, I'll pick my wrestler spotlight then. I
Put
guess
me
it's
down
Cody
as
Rhodes.
Cody Mark, baby. I'm here for it, man. I
No,
want
yeah.
at WrestleMania. I'm feeling it in my bones, adrenaline in my soul, baby. It's gonna be fucking Cody with the
I'm
title.
gonna. If I buy you the WWE wash off Cody Rhodes neck tattoo, will you wear it
Fuck no. Hell no.
for the pay per view
I don't
watch
love him
along?
that much.
How many?
I don't love him that much. No, I don't love
Nah,
him that
man. There's
much.
got to be something we got to do. Some type of. We're gonna have to set like a watch along stipulation match.
I mean,
The
I'll
loser
go
has to wear
blonde if
that
you
for the next
want.
pay per view.
I'll go Cody blonde
He
if
said,
you
"I'll
want.
dye
but
my hair blonde."
Nah, bro.
before
I
I
want to see.
fucking
I
got-
want to
before
see
I put
you.
that
I
shit
want
on
to
my
see you
neck.
blonde with the temporary tattoo
Blonde
on your
with the
neck.
tattoo.
Fuck no.
Oh my god,
That's
that's
a
got to
stupid
be.
ass
Can we make
tattoo,
that
bro.
if there's
You gotta
ever a
have the
match between
context,
you and
too.
Brad? Yeah, you got to tear. You have to tear your pec at the gym.
Ah.
That's obligation. Pick up the heaviest weight that you possibly can and try to bench press it.
Yeah.
No, if there's ever a match
Oh.
between you and Brad, can the stipulation be that the loser has to dye their hair blonde for the next pay per view and wear the Cody Rhodes neck tattoo?
I don't know. I mean, I already made Brad shave his whole beard one time, so I mean, it's possible for him to do something.
What? When did you do that?
A long time ago. I remember. I think we had hit like 20 subs. I mean, 10 or 15 subs. Not subs. I'm sorry.
Y'all were like,
15,
hell yeah, we lit.
No, patrons, 15 patrons, and we were like,
Oh,
fuck
okay.
it. What's it called? Brad's gonna shave his whole beard, bro. You don't ever want Brad to not shave his beard. Man looked like he was on a list, bro.
I mean, you remember he shaved his
Beard-
beard like
beard
I
versus
think,
beard
like,
match.
a year and a half ago, 2 years, maybe
Come on.
something. Like
Yeah,
I think he did it for like some.
There's got to be
some-
something in the books.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean, it's better
wild.
we never tell Brad to shave his beard because I don't think he'll be allowed near like elementary schools and like middle schools, bro. Like no, it's not right. I felt weird. I kind of wanted to call him like Rogelio after. Bro, it's just not right. Like no.
Anyways, yeah, Cody Rhodes is my wrestler pick, and Buddy Matthews versus Pac. Go fucking watch that match because yeah, that's the future right there. I don't know, Dwayne, you got anyone that you want to highlight or spotlight or anything?
Oh man, that's hard.
Keon, you got a wrestler that you can think of that you're like, fuck it, I like this wrestler. I want to spotlight them.
Dude, fucking Adam Cole, baby.
Have you marked him?
We know
Adam Cole,
we know
baby?
that that's not serious.
Yo, hold on. I found Aiden. I found a video of when he got his fucking beard shaved.
Oh no, you have to pull it up.
Oh,
Actually, I
No.
got somebody.
Oh my god, this is a different man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, don't let this
Holy
man ever do
shit.
it again. Don't tell him to shave his beard.
oh no.
Would
Get
you
that
let
off
this
the
man in
shit.
front of a school, bro?
Bro,
No, you wouldn't.
I want to
that off
see
the
that with a Cody Rhodes neck tattoo and blonde hair. That's what I want to see.
Dude.
My highlight is Stokely Hathaway. I'm so
excited
for him to be working with Jade. Like when he popped up, I was like, that is perfect. This is it's perfection. Like this is perfect. I don't know if there's maybe Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman is the only like better manager and wrestler combination I could think of. Like they're them together it's perfect. I don't know if I could think of a better combination in wrestling right now.
No, nah, I don't really think I could either.
So I think
Yeah,
that's
man.
my
I mean,
my
that works for
highlight.
me.
And then for the match, I enjoyed the triple tag match, the triple team tag match with
Yeah,
Oh,
a double or
Keith-
nothing.
Keith-
double with Keith Lee and Swerve.
Yeah,
So
Starks got one of the moments of the night doing the little line walk before
yeah.
Jungle Boy clipped him, and he he got his balls hit by the
He
rope.
got
That was a
racked
good
on the
spot.
top rope. Yeah.
Bro, Rick Stark's
Yeah,
been
and
giving us moments of the years so far, bro. Especially with what he told that fan
yeah,
before
Ricky
AEW
Starks.
cut the commercial.
Oh,
No, yeah, genuinely, Ricky Starks for like this year has really been like on a really good like upward trajectory, especially compared to last year. So like please keep that going. And it seems like there's still a lot more at play.
I'll be honest. I think he's being held back by being in a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta let him take him out.
I think
let
him
go
and
wild,
Hobbs both need to like separate from each other. To be
I
honest,
mean, I'll be honest.
like
I think the group as a whole is holding all three of them back. Not that Hook is really like in the group as much.
Hook's not even
like,
damn like fucking associated with Team
but yeah,
Taz really
but that's
anymore.
but
Like Hook
that's
is really on
the-
his own shit.
Yeah, but he really, at least for me, he really popped off when he left them.
Yeah.
I
To
think
me,
the
it's
group-
wild that they didn't do a thing where it was like, to me, immediately what I would have done is like Ricky Starks being jealous of Hook, being like, damn, why is he getting on? I'm the champion. Like, why is he getting on this
Yeah.
damn spotlight? That's what I would have done and had Hook and
Yep.
Ricky Starks have a program. But, you know, I guess my brain just works with confidence. But
And I
I
mean,
guess
they
that's all
they
we
might
got.
get there. They might get there.
Yeah, they
I
might
hope
get
so.
there. They might be doing the long term shit. They might not touch on it till way later, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. But guys, I think that'll do it today for High Fly Radio.
Yep.
It was a good show. I don't know what happened to BMAC, but shout out to BMAC for coming on today and having
Shout out
like, a
BMAC.
good conversation with us today. Keon, appreciate you for pulling up. Dwayne, we didn't know you were coming through, but shout out to you for pulling up.
Yeah.
From the bottom to the top, from Keon and then Dwayne and then me and then Raul. Does anyone want to plug some shit before we get out of here?
Yeah. You can find me on twitter.com/Mr. Chilzone. Also twitch.tv/Mr. Chilzone. And hosting Game Record maybe tomorrow or the next day or the day after that.
Like, oh shit, I do a show. That's right. Yeah. I was live today. Oh shit.
Yeah,
if you want to watch a replay, you can go catch that right now.
Yeah.
So it's the last
we had
thing
a
on
good
the
show
feed
today.
before this.
Yeah, I'll be hosting maybe tomorrow, but definitely after that I'll be hosting the Xbox Bethesda watch along shit like that on the Game Record. So yeah.
You can find me anywhere and everywhere on the internet at Burke Made. Check out my YouTube channel, Twitch, Twitter, whatever platform you want to check me out on. If I'm on it, that's where you'll find me. And now that Aiden is no longer the champion, I believe that door is no longer forbidden. So possibly seeing me back on predictions with High Flyer Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. That book's open now. I got to take some months off now. I can't be booking myself a rematch just like that, guys. So you know, we'll see David B defend his championship at SummerSlam. You know, we'll have Kylie defend her championship at Forbidden Door. But you know, for Kylie to do that, she's got to show up. So you know, we'll have Brad there. But you know, you never know you never know what'll happen. You never know what'll happen and who they'll be going up against. But I'll be back. Next time y'all see me is in 2 weeks. The Friday before Forbidden Door on June 24th for High Fly Radio at the usual time, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be me, and Jabril's going to be my host because Raul's going to be moving back to Texas. So Raul's not even going to be available that whole weekend. So it's going to be me and Jabril. We're going to be breaking down Forbidden Door, and then we're going to be announcing the names for what is being dubbed the Lunch Money in the Bank name draw, where someone is going to win
Give me your lunch
the
money.
lunch money. That somebody's gonna be winning the lunch money in the bank, and whoever has that power, it's gonna be a very special power, baby. You know, more details in 2 weeks. Y'all be hearing about that one, but that's it for me.
Lunch money in the bank. Also,
lunch money in the bank, baby.
I have one thing to say real quick. This I really should have said this on Game Record earlier, but can you get rid of this stupid ass fucking launcher, bro, and send everything to fucking Steam, bro? Your launcher sucks. Please. God.
Every company has their own launcher, which is really annoying.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm trying to redeem this. Like, if you guys don't know, like Far Cry 4 is on Ubisoft for Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, you can get Far Cry 4 for free.
Oh shit!
But
yeah.
you have to have Ubisoft Connect.
Ah.
And their launcher sucks.
Yeah,
so much.
logging into it is like the worst possible experience. It's terrible.
Oh, I hate this. Anyway, I'm sorry.
All
This
right.
message
Well,
is brought to you by High Fly Radio.
yep, and
Anyway.
the Gamer Core apparently. Yeah. As always, you can find me at the Nerd Chicano and everywhere. The only thing that's not the Nerd Chicano is my YouTube channel. That's Raul Alejandro Mendoza. Yeah. So you go check all that wonderful stuff out. Right now, what's most important for you to be checking out though, nerdcore.com. Check out all the coverage that's coming there from Tribeca Film Festival. This from the 8th to the 19th. I'm covering along with Luis. We just got done with an interview today with a Bolivian filmmaker. Great film that I was able to watch. I can't really speak much about it until the 11th. So go and check. We'll have that up soon. And my review will be dropping on the 12th at noon. So just keep your eyes peeled for the nerdcore.com. Lots of more stuff coming down the line there too from Tribeca. I told Aiden today, oh, I know it's festival time because Aiden sent me the show notes and I was like, it's fucking Thursday? What the fuck? I was like, I didn't know. I honestly did not know it was Thursday. I was like, it's Sundance all over.
We're creeping
again.
up on everything.
Yeah.
Creeping
But
up on
you know
everything,
what?
man.
I love it either way, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. So, with that said, it's been a lot of fun. Shout out to BMAC again. Thank you for being a wonderful, esteemed guest
Shout out
today.
to B-Mac.
Thank you for Burke, and thank you to Keon for coming on with us and having some fun here and talking about wrestling. We'll be back on the 24th, right, Aiden, for another episode?
Yeah, 24th.
Yeah. I mean, you will. I am not gonna be there.
I'll be back. Yeah,
on the
me
road.
and Jabril, we'll hold it down. We'll be here. It'll be a brothers only episode of High Fly Radio.
All right, yeah, I'm not touching that one. So, yeah, yeah. With that said, this has been High Fly Radio. Don't tap out.
Tune in.
Damn.
Got the fucking. There we go.